You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting. Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast, where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Hello, Skyrim Addict podcast, episode 58. Still doing Iron Man, Iron Warrior guy. I'm through a solid chunk of the main quest. I'm about to fly off to that place before you go to Sovngarde that I can't remember the name of offhand. We have to defeat the Dragon Priest and go through the portal, but that's about where I'm up to. But I'm not going to start there. Go through that in a bit. So Jeff joined the Facebook group just this week, and he had a good post, or terrific post, and it was feedback worthy-ish. So I definitely wanted to read it because it was awesome and long and worth reading. So he recently found the podcast. It's only been about a week or so. He listened to the first 20 episodes. Thankfully, those first episodes were short, so you could do that. Skyrim came out so long ago, but he's still addicted to it all, and he wanted to share his favorite Skyrim story of all time. So his first playthrough, he decided to go Nord, like a lot of people. He was a wide-eyed adventurer, ready to tackle the world, and he set his sights on the first little village after the harrowing escape of Helgen, and that would be Riverwood. He quickly made good with the locals, and even helped a friendly elf named Fendal, I always say that name wrong, win affections of a local store clerk. It was in that first meeting, though, that I found my true love. She laughed at my jokes, bent over backwards to sell me anything I could possibly need. She practically wouldn't stop gushing over my heroism when it came to returning an ornate little golden claw to her family shop. Oh, I think I know where he's going here, because I think we've all felt that a little bit. I think we've all been there. I sprung into action and quickly found how to marry someone in Skyrim. The ring was purchased, and she said yes. Talos be praised. The wedding was quickly arranged for the next morning. We all invited friends and family to the wedding, and were happy to see everyone. Then he walked in the door. Fendal. He never mentioned it, but I know he hated me for stealing his woman. But hey, if he can be the bigger man and come to the wedding, I'll let bygones be bygones. After the wedding, we moved to my house in Whiterun. Things were great at first. She was always happy to see me return from an adventure. All I had to do was say the word, and she instantly baked me a pie or a nice home-cooked meal. We didn't have much else to talk about. She'd constantly bring up that damned golden claw. So much so that it drove me out of the house, and I would adventure constantly. I came home one day to Whiterun, mind you, and as I opened the door, who was leaving my house? That rat bastard Fendal. She said it was nothing. He was in town looking for a new bow and stopped by to say hi. Then it happened again. Parenthetical here. This truly did happen. Fendal did show up in Whiterun. That is weird. I've never seen him in Whiterun. I yelled and yelled. How could she do this to me? I checked her pockets, and there it was, the original note from Fendal, professing his love for her all these months ago in Riverwood. I took the note and dropped it into the hearth where it still burns to this day. I had recently received a quest from a certain Daedric lord named Boethia. He wanted me to provide a sacrificial lamb. I knew just the elf. That is a perfect ending for a perfect character. Yeah, when you get there and she's so friendly to you in the shop, it's hard to resist, I got to admit. It's definitely hard to resist. So, so with my Iron character, I've been going along, playing and such. I'm going to pull up a little screen share here of my perks and stuff. So still working mostly on one hand and all. I think I'm level 36 now. Yeah, level 36. Not really much in destruction. Restoration's up to 35. That's just from healing myself. Nothing. I don't have any perks into it. Alteration's 34 just for using it. Enchanting, I'm busting my way to 100. I'm at 89 right now. I'm 5 of 5 at the bottom. I'm up to Corpus Enchanter in the middle there. My next one is the double enchants, and that's really my goal. I think before I had the Sovereign Guard, I want the double enchants, so I'm going to have to do a little work before then. Smithing's at 58. I want to get that to 60 so I can do the double perks to get to Arcane Enchanting, or the 2 perks, I should say. I would think my heavy armor would be higher, but it's not. It's only 48 for some reason. I'm like, I could beat up a lot. You know what? I do a lot of sneaking, though. But the dragons, I think it would... There's no sneaking on the dragons when it's just you, you know? So I would think that would definitely help out, but not building up as fast as I thought it would. Block, I don't block, so it doesn't matter. Two-handed, don't use two-handed, obviously. One-handed is at 50. I would think this would be higher, but I think I'm getting most of my damage from the enchantments, which I think I brought that up last time. So I think that's what's slowing me down on building this up. So maybe I need to get some double daggers that are unenchanted for lower level opponents. So I build up that damage faster. I don't know. That might be a strategy. I'm going to have to look and see if that helps me do things quicker through the one-handed tree. I just added Dual Flurry, the second one, I believe, right now, as a matter of fact. But other than that, I only have a couple basic perks because I'm not leveled up enough on this one yet for some reason. And I would think I'd be leveled up much, much higher, considering that's all I use. I've started using some Illusion and Conjuration, as I said last week. The Illusion, mostly Muffle still. Fury I'm using. Archery, obviously not using. Light Armor not using. But yeah, Illusion-wise, still just using the Fury. A little bit of Calm here and there. And Muffle, obviously, tons. And Conjuration, I have a Familiar and a Flame Atronach I've been using. I used the Flame in Mizcalift. I was going through Mizcalift. I had a person I had to kill in there for Dark Brotherhood. And I use the Flame Atronach quite a bit in there just to troll through there, just as something different. Just because I know I'm going to need something to as I get further along in the main quest and into Dragonborn and all. So I definitely wanted to get some Conjuration going for that. Sneak, I'm level 100. I got the 15 times, backstab and all that. I don't know if I'm going to put anything else into that. I don't really need it. I got the pressure plates and all that. Alchemy, I only have one perk in that. I might put a little more in that just to make some stronger potions. And Illusion, I have all the way up to the Quiet Casting. But I'd like to put... I definitely got to start putting something into Conjuration to build that up a little bit. Because my Flame Atronachs are just not strong enough at this point. So that's kind of a minor issue. But I definitely need to get them stronger as I go along in these battles and then continue on into Dragonborn. But yeah, so basically what I decided to do was, where I'm at right now is I have completed all the way up to capturing Odoving and letting him go. And he's waiting to fly me off to Skull Dolphin. And I'm like, I'm not quite ready yet in the Jarl Mountains. The Jarl Mountains. You may know those from Oblivion. But I'm not quite ready yet. My whole strategy was I needed to get some good followers, i.e. non-human. So I wanted to go through I did go through Dark Brotherhood. I completed that because I wanted to get Shadowmere. Because Shadowmere, when you're battling dragons, is really, really good. So that's a big plus, having Shadowmere. Because I've run across a couple, obviously, and I also have Dragon Red now, which makes it a lot easier. But So Dark Brotherhood wise, most of it uneventful. Went through it pretty high sneak level, so I went through it pretty quickly. The princess where she's getting married and you have to kill her. I think it's a princess, whatever she is. That went pretty easily, actually. I found a perch like directly across from her, and nobody saw me. Like I jumped off the wall and onto this like little ledge by a window, and I sat there. I threw some fury at her. Her husband killed her, and nobody even saw me. And I just walked right out of town. So, like the guy who helps you, I forget his name is the Argonian. I was just like, all right, whatever, dude. I just left because nobody even knew I did it. So that went well. Obviously, I killed the orc and became the gourmet, and then went and killed the wrong emperor, and then went and killed the right emperor. When you kill the emperor, that's pretty cool how he's like, oh, I know you're here for me, blah, 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 and all that. So I always like to enchant his clothing, however. I also took the wedding dress. I was going to enchant that as well, but not wearing any of those. For when I snuck through, it got through really easy because a really high-level sneak. I have some sneak rings and necklaces and boots and stuff, so my sneaking's really strong. So I was able to get through the boat pretty easily to get to the real emperor and kill him. I also killed Armand afterwards for the emperor because I didn't like that fucker anyway. Sorry, something popped up on my screen there. But yeah, so that was my plan. I wanted to get a little higher level, so I decided to go through Dark Brotherhood, and I knew I would get Shadowmere, which is helpful, and it's certainly helpful when you get over encumbered. I did keep Cicero alive. I didn't kill him, so I may use him as a follower as well at some point. And good old Barbas is hanging out there on the road still, so I can always grab him and just run around with all three of them and do whatever I want. But otherwise, it's just me, some iron daggers. Whenever I battle dragons, I pretty much go straight iron daggers and don't even conjure because I just don't have time because I need to save that. Need to save that magicka for healing myself. But that's kind of strategically how I'm going at it at this point. Also, I have to get back to Sindis for the discerning the transmundane with the Elder Scroll. I got all the blood for him, and Hermaeus Mora is going to have me end him soon. So I figured that would be a good way to transition into the Dragonborn DLC. So I'll do that and then head over there and start that all up. But I don't think I'm going to do Forsworn or any of that stuff right now. I may save this character if I will save this character if Andrew would be okay with it, and I'll use it for the Civil War. And instead of having a third character, it's hard for me to manage three characters. So I'll probably go back to playing Orange Julius, Wandering the Wilderness, after I complete Dragonborn, and then use this character to go through the Civil War quests, which will be coming up soon on the Round Table. And they just recorded an episode last night, which should be up next week. But other than that, that's pretty much where I'm sitting with it. I'm trying to figure out how well the double daggers are going to handle the Alduin thing. That's going to be tough. When I battled them on top of the mountain, so basically, I think I forget where I left off last time. But anyway, I met up with. Let's see if I can remember. I'll start with the truce. So anyway, you get to the point where you need to get the warring factions together so they can call truce, so you can help out both cities. So you go up to the Greybeards, because Parthenax is like, they're like, oh, Parthenax said it was okay, so we'll do it. Otherwise, we wouldn't do anything, because we don't care if the world burns to death. And then the freaking Blades show up. And then you got to convince Ulfric and Balgruuf to get up there. Or not Balgruuf, Tullius to get up there. And it's just like, and then somebody from the Thalmor shows up. So nobody's happy. Everybody's crying. And you have to balance that all out. And then, of course, Esbern gets up and gives a big speech and wants you to kill Parthenax afterwards. And you're like, no, get fucked. I'm not doing it. So that's kind of where I think that's about where I left off, around there anyway. So anyway, I did the whole thing with Parthenax, obviously reading the Elder Scroll at the Time Rift. And then Alduin comes, you got to battle him. You learn Dragonrend from watching. You're like seeing the past, and they're battling Alduin, and then you see the guy who sends him into the future, I guess, with the Elder Scroll. You learn the Dragonrend shout, which is immensely helpful when you're battling dragons because it really cuts the time down in battling dragons. But I always like Parthenax, so I don't kill him. I went up and grabbed the notched pickaxe as well. So, but so I did all that. Obviously, then he's like, then you learn how to call Odahviing. So I call him at Dragon's Reach, and then Dragonrend him, and he comes in and he puts the thing down. So anyway, I got him. He's locked down in Dragon's Reach, and it was while we were recording last night. So I talked to him, blah, blah, blah. All right, I'll let you go. And then I got distracted, and I was just standing there. And all of a sudden I hear, what are you doing? And apparently a guard was cutting off, like, his scales in the back. And he screams and shoots fire. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, I got to go release this guy. I completely forgot. So if you sit there for a while and let Odahviing just sit there, one of the dopey guards from Whiterun will cut off some of his scales and try and get some of his blood too. And Odahviing doesn't really like that very much. Just a heads up. So that kind of happened. Other than that, that's pretty much where I'm sitting with this playthrough right now. It's I'm liking it. It's different for me. It's sorry, choking here. It makes me battle up close much more often. I did the Pale Lady quest, which I recorded, and I'm so sneaky that I just took the sword and put it back on the thing. I didn't even have to battle her. So that was pretty cool. I'm trying to think what other little battles I had done, other minor quests. I've been kind of going along, just trying to build up everything. I redid my armor. I need, but until I can get the double perks, I'm not going to continue on to Sovngarde. Just I don't feel strong enough. So I got to go up 10 more levels for that, which shouldn't take me long. Enchanting a bunch of jewelry. I just got to go get some soul gems. Maybe I'll go troll Blackreach or something. That's always a good place to get some soul gems. Yeah, I went to Mizkalith because I had to kill that whatever he is, mage down there for the Dark Brotherhood, and I got a lot of soul gems in there from the Dwemer bots, and then I filled them with the Falmer because they're blind, so they're easy to kill, which is a shame, but it's true. I guess I guess I could hop over to what's that place? Solstheim. Before, I like to keep them in line though. I like to keep the quests in line, so I think I'll just keep them in order instead of hopping over there and then hopping back. Maybe I'll get into the Thieves Guild a little bit since I got to deal with them anyway to help rebuild the Dawnstar Sanctuary. So I've already been down there. I already got that opened up, so I'll probably head down there and start up on the Thieves Guild a little bit. I'm going to save the companions for when I do the Civil War, so with this character. But I'm sure I got a million other quests sitting there that I'll hop into in the meantime. But that's it's going to be a short one. That's all I got. If you have any feedback or anything, send it to skyrimaddictpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to join in on the roundtable, Skyrim Roundtable @gmail.com. Check out the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/SkyrimAddictPodcast. Maybe. Or just search it. It should pop up. Also, there's the YouTube channel. This is on YouTube right now. I don't know the actual URL for the channel. If you search a Skyrim Addict, you should find it. You'll see the little artwork thing. If you search it under channels, you should find it pretty simply. And that's all I got this week. This will be out a little later today, and then a roundtable will be out next week. And I'm going to go get a drink before I choke on my dry throat. Later, everyone. Hello. Welcome back. Skyrim Addict Podcast. So, I'm going to be talking about my... sorry, my mic is all screwed up here. It's the flopping. Ugh, what a mess. Just a mess. All right. So I'm going to be talking about my Iron character. I completed the main quest with my double Iron daggers and Iron armor and all that jazz. So the Fawn's my Iron character. I don't know why I named him the Fawns. I just did. Seemed cool. I don't know. So I finished up. I decided to go to, I think last time I was waiting to go to Skulldolphin because I didn't have 100 enchanting. So I got to 100 enchanting, and I remade all my armors and daggers and stuff. So for like weapon-wise, obviously I was only using iron daggers. So I carried 3. I had one that did absorb stamina and 25 points of frost damage. I had one that was Fiery Soul Trap plus fire damage, like 31 points of fire. And one that was Frost and Shock that was 20 and 20. So those were the weapons that I pretty much used for the Alduin battles and everything leading up to that through Skulldolphin and all that. So that's how I did that. Armor-wise, I remade my armors. What did I have? Of course, I had an Amulet of Talos. My banded iron armor was with health and stamina health, like a health boost and stamina regeneration. Boots, I had sneak and one-handed on there because I was using double daggers, obviously. Gauntlets, sneak and one-handed on there, and the helmet was the iron helmet was magic, 62% regeneration and increased the magic by 62 points. So, and I had a bunch of rings and things like that, frost, fire protection, carry weight, etc., etc. I use the Amulet of Talos a bit. So I, once I did that, once I redid my gear, sold everything off, got everything organized, what I needed, went to go see Odoving, and we flew off to Skulldolphin. So you land at Skulldolphin, and there's a bridge, kind of a lake underneath of you, a waterfall, a couple Draugr across the bridge. I tried to hit them with Fury. I'm not strong enough with Fury, apparently, because it did nothing to them. By the way, I posted all this on YouTube as well. My run through Skulldolphin is on YouTube, so if you search a Skyrim Addict on YouTube, it should pop up. Been posting there quite a bit. We're going to be posting roundtable videos there, and I've been reposting the episodes from episode 1 on with gameplay over them. None that doesn't necessarily relate to whatever the hell's going on in the episode, but I figured visually it should be something going on in there. So, anyway, to get back to Skulldolphin, so I tried the Fury thing, does not work, so that went poorly. And also there's I believe a frost dragon flying around. So sneak over. I go down the steps. Instead of sneaking over the bridge, I go down through the water, up the steps, think I'm going to sneak around. And one of the Draugr, I don't know if you think he's maybe a Death Lord or something, sees me and kills me. So that didn't go well. So I try again. I'm like, all right, I need to strategize a little better here. So I sneak over again, do the same thing, through the water, up the steps. He sees me again. I run up and shout him off the cliff and then hide as fast as I can. So then I'm able to sneak and get the 2 Draugr that are across the bridge and head to that south tower of Skulldolphin, south tower there, the temple. South tower of the temple or whatever it's called. Anyway, so I go in there, kill a couple Draugr, head into the main entry area before you get to the temple where there's like all those ruins and stuff and where the north tower is. And there's That's right. I had to battle the dragon. Forgot about that. So, yep. So the dragon came after me. Something or other else came after me. Dragon rended the dragon. Was able to get him with my fire dagger and the shock and frost one. Although the frost, I'm sure, didn't do much to him. But so I used those. Then that's when I moved on to the south tower. Cleared that out. Headed inside. There's another dragon flying around. Did some sneaking. I got killed a couple times in here. I think I boosted up my level to expert. I'm pretty sure because it was getting too easy. I was one-handing thing. I was backstabbing with one-time shot deals, and so I boosted it up a little bit. Became a little more difficult anyway. So I did some sneaking around there, snuck and got some Draugr, shouted some off the cliffs, which was entertaining. Then the other dragon came. The first time I tried it, I went past the North Tower and tried to get those Draugr there on the other end. They saw me and killed me. Not really a lot of areas to hide to get behind those guys. So next time I was just a little more stealthy about it. Also cleared out the North Tower. I really could have just snuck right into the temple. So you get into the temple. I'm trying to think. Obviously, there's Draugr, and you sneak through. And then there was a puzzle to open one side or the other as you get through it a bit. I forget how far in that was, the Skuldolphin Temple. There's a couple Draugr, then there's a couple Draugr in another area, like 3 of them around some altar thing. Oh, and then you get to the puzzle, the snake, whale, eagle type puzzles. So you got to figure out that, which is incredibly simple, of course, as always. I really wish I would boost up those puzzles, or would have boosted up those puzzles, I should say. So you get through there, you go through the correct chamber, and just crawl your way through Skuldolphin, through the temple. And then when you get outside, you come back out, you're up higher, where there's, I think, 4 more Draugr, a couple Death Lords, and another guy, maybe like a hulking Draugr or whatever the hell they're called. All of them I just shouted off the edge, because you're pretty high up. So, and they're far enough apart where you can sneak on one, shout them off, sneak up to the other one, shout. And I was carrying so much stuff. Everybody has ebony shit at this point. It's so heavy. I couldn't carry any more stuff. And I killed 2 dragons. So I had all that stuff. So I got rid of all that. And, well, I mean, I carried that stuff. So I couldn't carry anymore. So I was just like, all right. So I get into I'm about to go up the steps to the main area where the dragon priest is and the 2 dragons. So my sneak is pretty good. So I sneak up and get underneath, like where one of the dragons is, off to the side. Take an invisibility potion. Sneak up on the dragon priest, who was half dead for some reason. I don't know who he was battling, but he was half dead already. Half his health was already gone. I have no idea what was going on up here before I got here, but he was already hit. So that was helpful. So I double daggered him. He died. I had also the shrouded gloves on, or shrouded hand wraps, I should say. So I did 30 times damage, and I was sneaking because I was invisible. And I just dropped opened up the hole to Sovngarde and went on in, and I didn't even have to battle those 2 dragons, which would have been a waste anyway because I couldn't have taken their stuff because I couldn't have carried it anyway. So, why battle them? So I head into Sovngarde. It's all smoky. It had been so long since I did this quest, too. It has to be close to a year. I'm just guessing offhand. But so I head into Sovngarde. I'm wandering through, doing my clear skies shout. Run into a few people. Run into the king that Ulfric killed. Elsif's husband. I forget his name offhand. Just run into random people, depending on what quests you've done and things like that. I get all the way up to the entry of the Hall of Valor, and Soon's there, and he's like, all right, well, you got to battle me to get in. I'm like, all right, this shouldn't be too bad. Wham, axe right in the head, and I'm dead. So we go back to the beginning again. I visit some people again. I shout and clear the skies again. I get to the steps of the Hall of Valor again, and this time I'm like, I should probably ready myself before he hits me. So I break out the, what's that one shout where you, I'll remember in a second. I'm going to look it up. The shout where you hurt their stuff. What the hell's it called? Mark for Death. Where it takes, weakens their armor and life force. Not that he's so big, though. He's like 3 times the size of you. So I was able to get him into a corner where he wasn't able to move around and kill me. Use some potions, and survive the fight, and he let me in. So I got in there, talked to... I forget who you got to talk to. Jurgen Windcaller? I don't know. You meet him in there. But anyway, I get my 3 heroes. We head back outside. We do the shouts in clear skies, which is the easy part. And then here comes Alduin. So, generally what happens to me is I do the Dragon Run shout, and he lands on that fucking hill in front of the Hall of Valor, and then I have to run all the way around. So if you're standing at the Hall of Valor, facing back towards where you came from in Sovngarde, there's like a plateau or a rocky hill, whatever it is. And basically, every single time I shout Dragon Rend, that's where friggin' Alduin lands. So you gotta run all the way around the backside of the hill back to where you originally came from to get up it. You can't just climb up it from the Hall of Valor side. There's no real way to do it. So I lucked out this time, and Alduin landed like right in front of us at the front of the Hall of Valor. So we just kept plucking away with the iron daggers on Alduin. That took a little while, but just kept dragon rending him. Obviously, he had the help of the heroes. Just kept doing it and doing it. Finally, Alduin was gone. So we defeated Alduin with our double iron daggers very slowly. So then he dies, and Soon's like, hey, are you going to go back? And we're like, yeah, okay, go back. So he shouts you back, and then you learn the Call of Hero or Call of Valor, where one of the heroes will come help you if you use that shout, which is a pretty cool shout. I've used it before. I used Unrelenting Force a hell of a lot on this playthrough for some reason. I was just shouting stuff everywhere. I was just whacking people, just shooting them off mountains. It was just good times. So you go back, get to Parthenax, and there's like a whole crap load of dragons flying around. You talk to him for a while. You explain what's going on. He explains the dragons. He's like, hopefully they'll listen to my voice and follow the right path. Blah blah blah. And it's a pretty cool ending there. I really like that visual being up on the mountain with all the dragons flying around. And Parthenax there, just excellent ending to that quest. After that, I kind of just wandered down. I didn't fast travel. I just wandered back to the Greybeards, talked to them, found out where another shout was. And then I decided to walk back down to Iverstead, so I took that way back down. Shouted a couple of trolls off of the mountain, so they fell pretty far. I think they died. So I got back down to Iverstead, and that was the end of my journey for now. I'm definitely going to take this character into Dragonborn now that I'm all set up. I think what I'm going to concentrate on now is building a house and getting invisibility. I wanted to get invisibility before heading to Skuldalfin because it would have been a hell of a lot easier. I did not. I should have, because when I went legendary on enchanting, I took 9 perks out of that, 9 perk points, and I still have a few, but I put a bunch into illusion because my illusion was already up to like 66, so I was able to put a bunch into that. So I finished off at let's see, let me go through my guy here. Enchanting obviously is only like 18 because I went legendary on it. Smithing 70, even though I have no perks in it. It was just from making daggers and jewelry, basically. Making jewelry to enchant. Heavy armor ended up at 56 after all that. Block two-handed I didn't use. One-handed ended up at 56. Archery 28 because I didn't really use it. Light armor 28, didn't really use it. Sneak 100, lockpicking 59, pickpocket, didn't really use it. Speech 58, that's just random. Alchemy's at 40. I'm going to start making some better potions and bang that out to 100 and then go legendary on that. Illusion is at 68. I really want to get this up, and I want to get the better spells. I want to get Frenzy. I want to get Invisibility before I head off to complete Dragonborn quest. So I believe I'll go to the college next. I do have to head over to Thieves Guild to have them rebuild the Dark Brotherhood a little bit. So I got that going on. Conjuration's 29. I'd like to get a little better in that. Other than that, just regular stuff. Alteration 37, Restoration 37. Nothing spectacular. But that's kind of where I ended up with that character. I have a bunch of quests open. Obviously, I need to rebuild the Dark Brotherhood. Got to go speak with what's his name down in the Ratway to get the one in Dawnstar rebuilt a little bit. I got a Boethia quest on there. I might do that. Not going to do Dawnguard with this one. Let's see. I'm not going to return to Esbern. Screw Esbern. Red Eagle Sword. Got that opened up. Yeah, I'll probably just do some random stuff and head up to the college to learn some more magic before I head overseas to Solstheim. And then I'll hop right on into that Dragonborn quest and go through that. I know they just did it on the round table, so that's probably my next move. Other than that, I started my next round table, the Civil War round table character. I started that. All I did was the character creation and get through Helgen. Also posted that up on YouTube. Just a quick little video doing the character creation. The video through Skull Dolphin was like an hour to get through there. You can watch me live and die. And die again. And then get... No, I didn't do Sovngarde on there because I ran out of time. I came back later and did that. So, yeah, but other than that, I'll probably hop back into my Wandering Ranger too. I haven't played that in a little while. Just see, because that's the vampire I was playing. I haven't played that character in a little bit, but yeah, I'd like to keep going with the Iron character, so I think that's going to be my main focus still, going through Dragonborn with the Iron daggers and such. Maybe I'll keep boosting the difficulty level a little bit. Right now it feels fair where I'm at. It feels balanced. Like it's not too difficult. It's not too easy. Generally, I'm not just sneaking up behind higher level opponents and hitting them one time and killing them. I still have to hit them like 2 or 3 times. So I'd like to trigger that quest where the kid in Dragon's Reach is like dealing with some Daedra or something. I got to figure out I got to go look that up and see how to trigger that because I'd like to do that. Maybe I'll hop in with the companions, help them out a little bit. But yeah, that's just kind of where I'm sitting with this guy. So if you want to join in on the next roundtable, we'll be doing the Civil War. Andrew's running that. You can send him an email over at skyrimroundtable@gmail.com. We have, obviously, the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups, Skyrim Addict Podcast. And now the YouTube channel, which has, I'm getting better at the video. I had a little issue in the beginning. I've kind of been tweaking. I've kind of got it down now. I'm not going to say it's like HD, but it looks good mobilely anyway. And it's smooth. It's not jumpy anymore. So I had some issues when I was first playing with it. And now I've finally got it down. I don't really have a setup to do some high-end video like Colin does or anything like that. So if you want to check that out, search Skyrim Addict on YouTube, and those videos will be on there. Other than that, I'll be back again soon. I believe next Sunday I'll probably be putting out part 1 of the Dragonborn Roundtable finale, and then the Sunday after that will be part 2 of the finale, because that was super long. So I'm going to break it into 2 episodes. Let me look on my calendar here real quick. Yeah, so the 25th will be part 1. January 25th will be part 1 of the Civil War quest. And then February 1st will be part 2 of that quest, of the Dragonborn finale, Civil War. The Roundtable Dragonborn finale will be split into 2, January 25th and February 1st. And I will be back on February 8th. I'm going to keep with the once a week on Sunday show. This one, not live, obviously, but I'm going to start it up on YouTube anyway with some video behind it. So eventually I'm going to have all the episodes back posted on YouTube with some video with them. But otherwise, I'm going to keep playing. And thanks for listening. And if you want to join in the roundtable, come do that. Later, everyone. Okay, I'm actually back again. So this is like 4 days later. I recorded that on Wednesday. Now it's the weekend or Sunday. So I did end up continuing on with the character with Iron Man. I made it up to Winterhold. I picked up my Frenzy. I picked up my Invisibility. So that was what I wanted before I headed out to Solstheim. So I got those. I also did the quest with Jarira. The lights out, the one where you put the light out in the White House, where you turn the lights off in the White House, and then where you turn off the light at the, what is that thing called? Lighthouse, not White House. That's it. So you turn that off, and then you got to meet him at the boat. I think it's a Dainty Slode or something like that. And then you find out you were double crossed, and you head to Broken Ore Grotto. Broken Ore is great. I practiced my Frenzy there. So you come in, and there's some like long walkways and cliff sides that you walk along. Frenzy was more useful when I got towards the end, where Jarira. Phew, that's hard to say. He's in kind of like this structure over top of the water, and there's a captain in there, captain of the ship's in there or something. So I was like way far away on a cave, and I just started hitting his guys in there with the Frenzy, and they all killed each other. Obviously they didn't kill him, he was still alive, but he was pretty much half dead by the time I got to him, so just one whack. And then there was one guy left on like a boat sitting at a table on that side, so Frenzy was a big help, so I got to play with that a little bit. I also headed to Solstheim after clearing all that up, and I cleared up my bounty and Solitude, which was like, I don't even know, way too much. So I got that all cleared up, so now I can travel to Solitude again. Cleared out some quests from there that I hadn't been able to do since I was constantly getting arrested every time I went in there. So those are done. But then I headed off to Solstheim. I went and got the ancient Nordic pickaxe, which is in the mine right there, Raven Rock Mine. You go and you talk to the guy, and find out about, I guess, his father and the trading company. But he gives you the axe, and you can mine Stalrim with it. Obviously, I was so over encumbered after getting through there that I had to go back to the mainland. I sold off as much as I could, but it was just too much. Yeah, the Ice Runner, not Dainty Slode. That's a different one. So yeah, there's a black book in that one in the, was it Raven Rock? When you go through Raven Rock Mine, it's the Winds of Change one, and I used that for, you get the choice of, well, the one choice that I used was you don't hit your companions with your attacks, which is always a good one. I'm not using any companions on this one, so it wasn't super. It's not super useful, but it's still better than hitting them. I also got when you get through there, you get the Blood Skull blade, and you have to do that puzzle at the door there where you swing it in different directions to open the door. I have to get back there. I have to return to Cretius at the mine and let them know about that. So that's where I'm heading next. That, and I'm going to head up to, I got all the information I need to head up to the Temple of Mirak. So that'll be where I'm heading for next time. I just wanted to check in since I had played some. Like I said, I went legendary on the enchanting. I think I'm already back up to 40 or 45 on that, basically, because it's really easy to get that high on it. Because I have all the enchantments, obviously, so it's pretty easy to level up. Yeah, I'm already level 50. I have 4 perks sitting there. I might throw them into enchanting to help me enchant up again and blow that out pretty quickly. So I'm making them up to 71 actually. And one-handed still only 56, and I'm using that quite a bit. I just wish I could get some more perks in that, man. But you know what it is? The enchantments are doing all the damage on my daggers. So that's kind of where I'm losing out. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of an issue I'm having. Sneak is at 100. I'm not going to go legendary on that because I'll just get screwed. And my alchemy is starting to boost up. I'm already... You know what? I may throw some perk points into alchemy and just bang it out to 100 because I'm at like 42 right now. And it's pretty easy to get alchemy all the way up because you start making pretty expensive potions. I have tons of ingredients sitting at Breeze Home. So yeah, after I finish Dragonborn, I may go build Lakeview Manor with this character and just keep this character around for a while. I did start my roundtable character, I believe I said, so that's on. And maybe I'll do a little Let's Play segment on the YouTube with the Iron Man here when I go to Mirak's Temple. That should be coming up soon. So that's all I got this time for the second time. Take care. Be well. Stay safe. Hello, welcome back to Skyrim Addict podcast. I think this is episode 60 of this particular show. So, I am in between playing my roundtable character. I am still using Iron Man, and I have actually... Oops, sorry about that noise, that was my chair. I've actually just defeated Mirak moments ago. Or actually almost defeated Mirak, and then Hermaeus Mora steals your glory and kills him. So that just happened. But yeah, so the Iron Man character, basically I went through the Dragon story as well as the Dragonborn story. Only Iron Daggers and Iron Armor. Iron Daggers is really a pain in the ass when you're in like melee combat. You have to get super close to people. Sometimes you can't. And you end up running around a lot. And I wasn't using a lot of magic or anything. A little bit here and there. So for the final battle against Mirak, first I had to fly that damn dragon. It sounded great when they announced it was going to happen way back in the day. But man, flying the dragon really sucks. It's just so wonky and does not work. So I did that. Got up to the top of his temple there, and he talked a lot. Put on my dragon aspect, which I almost forgot to do, and went to town. What I did was I did the Call of Valor and had the heroes come help me. And then once they ran out, by the time he regenerated for whatever the second time, I had a scroll of Storm Atronach that I used to help out as well. But I had to constantly keep running up to him and, hit him with double iron daggers because that's what I have. Yet with no distance or anything like that, that made that battle a little more difficult than I would have liked. But in the end, we got Mirak. All is well. Some things during this quest that I had forgotten were really annoying. Freya is a terrible follower. You run into Freya at Mirak's temple when you have to go through it, and you have no choice. You have to go through it with her, and she is not stealthy at all. She runs into rooms, starts talking, yelling at people. Just no thought of what she could be causing by doing that. And even though I was wearing iron armor, I'm stealthy because I have to use daggers. So her running into rooms yelling is not helpful. Or barging ahead, or whatever the hell else she was doing. Just wait. I'll take care of it. Just wait. But I got through that, and then thankfully didn't have to have her as a follower ever again after that. Oh, before I headed over to Solstheim, or in the middle of it, I kind of had to bounce back and forth a few times because obviously overburdened. Yeah, I have Skyrim Manor now, which I'm only using for the mannequins because it's just so far away from everything else, and I have Breeze Home, so I'm using that mostly and using the Whiterun stuff as my smithing, enchanting, and all that. When I'm over in Solstheim, I do use the enchanting table over here, but what I'm going to do is build this character. Let's see, where am I at level-wise with this guy? So my smithing's up to 83. I haven't put any perks into it because I was only using iron. I may put some perks into it. I don't know. I'm going to stick with iron, I believe, so I'm not really going to worry about it. My enchanting's back up to 87. I went legendary. But right now what I'm doing is getting my alchemy all the way up. I'm going to make a crap ton of potions. I'm at 79. I've been putting... I got 4 out of 5 of Alchemist, Physician, Benefactor, 2 out of 3 of Experimenter. I'm going to get all those, knock all those off. I still have 6 perks I can use. God, I haven't put in for a while. Level 49 total, but I'm going to do all kinds of alchemy and make a crap ton of potions so I have them. Useful potions, not garbage potions. And then go legendary on the alchemy and reallocate those points to my enchanting and redo all my gear. Because my gear's not super great. It's good enough, but it's not great. I'm going to stick with the iron gear and all because I think it works. And I'll probably go through some other quests with this character later on. But I think I'm going to get back to good old Orange Julius after I get done the next Civil War part. Orange Julius being my ranger who doesn't go into cities and is a vampire. And I gotta get rid of that vampirism because, man, it sucks being a vampire and a ranger because if it's daylight, you have no stamina. So I'm actually going through the Dawnguard quest with him as a vampire, which I've never actually done. So, but anyway, with this character, those were the things I kind of focused on. Quest-wise, there was one I ended up... what the heck is it called? I think I ended up at Archwind Point. Archwind something or other. Archwind, awesome. It's like this massive Nordic ruin south of Iverstead. It's all outdoors. It's not indoors, but it's so... It's been quite a long time. I realized I hadn't been there quite a long time. It's over by Froki's Shack. And the Autumn Watchtower. But it was hard to find the path up there. Like, I was on the wrong side of the mountain trying to climb it with a horse. Do I have Shadowmere? Yeah, I have Shadowmere. So I was trying to climb it with Shadowmere. That did not work out so well. We fell off and died once. So I ended up finally finding the path, just circling the mountain, basically, that it's on. But it's really, really extensive Nordic ruin with lots of skeletons and Draugr, and of course a dragon. There's a dragon shout up there, but that's one of the coolest looking places in the game, I gotta say. One of my favorite places looks wise. It's all outdoors. It's all nestled up in the mountains. There's nothing else around. Just really, really impressive. So I couldn't tell you the last time I was up there. It's probably been quite a while since I don't recall going up there recently, other than get maybe a dragon shout. So yeah, it was one of those ones where what's his name, the Greybeards, Angier sent me there. So other than that, I was just been over in Solstheim doing that. You know, I did the thing with Naloth. We went and got the Black Bulk, of course. Cleared out the stones. And I did the quest to get Skyrim Manor, obviously, where you have to find out what's going on in town and the threat against them and the assassins and all that. So, other than that, trying to think if I did any, Fort Frostmoth, did that, cleared out that, Jarira, whatever his name is. Other than that, just kind of building up my character to get ready for Miraak is what my goal was. So I focused all of that on the potions. So I had, potions before, or alchemy before I headed over for the final battle. So I had enough to get through it. I find alchemy is somewhat useful, but I get so many potions, and then you can't sell them because they're worth so much. That's the only drawback. But since I'm going to keep the character, I'm definitely going to, stockpile a crap load of them. And then just, obviously go legendary, like I said, and reallocate those points. I didn't, even at the end of the Mirak battle where you can reallocate everything, I didn't even bother because I still have 6. I have 6 perk points I haven't used yet. So maybe I'll start focusing on some other skills. It's just tough because I'm only using one-handed. And actually, my one-handed just got up to 60. So I guess I can boost that up. I'm adding one right now. How do you like that? So, I mean, there's only so many things I can use points on where it's useful. Heavy armor. It takes a while to build that up because I've been sneaking mostly and invisible mostly. A lot of invisibility going on with this guy. I went and get that a while back. Invisibility, incredibly useful. I have put into the illusion tree almost all of it, actually. The only things I don't have on the illusion tree are the top 2. Master of the Mind, where the illusion spells work on the undead, Daedra, and automatons, and the cast master level illusion spells for half. Those are actually the only 2 things I don't have in illusion. Because I have used Frenzy quite a bit, like in large battles against multiple people, like going through the Temple of Mirak. When the cultists would come up, I would stay back and keep Freya as far away as possible and shoot some Frenzy out there and let them battle each other down and then head down. Same thing with going through, I think went through Frossel, that Reekling area. Frenzied a bunch of them. There's one spot where it's like 15 of them down there, like worshiping, a piano or something. So I shoot Frenzy down there and let them all battle each other until there's like 1 or 2 left, and then just head down. It's just much simpler. Allows you to get through the area without crazy battling, so that's always a good time. But maybe if I went through there without that, I could build up my armor faster, but apparently not. Haven't really used archery at all on this character, which is highly unusual, but almost all one-handed. Since I'm using the daggers. I would think my heavy armor would be better. It's only a 64. Oh, and I can upgrade that now too. See, look at that. Adding that. So anyway, on the Facebook group earlier in the week, Sherry brought up about playing an unarmed character, completely unarmed, not even using magic to attack people with, which is a fantastically great idea. I think I'm going to try that at some point. Possibly after I retire Orange Julius. Once I get through Dawnguard, I think it'll be time to retire Orange Julius, but I gotta get back into my round table character. I think that's recording next week, and I have to edit the last one this week, so. But that character, I have built the house, done all the quests. I've been mostly focusing on, smithing and enchanting with that one. I think it's 2 of my perks. But other than that, I got through all the quests pretty quickly, so I probably got to start on the second set of Civil War quests. So my next thing for Iron Man here, oh man, my controller died. Son of a bitch. I was going to look and see what quests I had active. Let me do that real quick. I just turned it back on. All right. Oh, there we go. I have Dark Brotherhood under Sarthal, all that stuff. I might go through the Mages College because I have not. It's been a little while since I completed that, so I may head over there and start with that. I'm going to hang out here all on Solstein for a while, clean up things with Naloth. And I found Froki's shack, so I have Kind's trials activated where you battle the ghost animals like the giant mud crab and the wolf and all those type of things. So I'm going to focus on those. Other than that, that's all I've been really doing is focusing on the Dragonborn with this character. Those guys just, I'm trying to think if there's any specific things other than what they talked about on the round table that really stuck out. I picked up I almost missed picking up Mirak's equipment. I went and got all the dragon bones from the dragons, and I was like, shouldn't I be getting something from Mirak? And I'm looking around, I'm like, oh, there's a skeleton. Let me go grab that. So I got his stuff. I'm going to put that on a mannequin. Maybe I'll wear it just to see how it works, but I don't think I've ever actually used it that much. I'm trying to think if I've ever worn his robes. I know I've worn the cultist mask and enchanted it and stuff. I don't think I've ever worn all of Mirak's gear, though. But I'm going to be using Dragon Aspect a lot now that I have that. That's always a helpful tool. You know what? I don't think I have the what's that called? Oh God, I'm drawing a blank. The achievement for flying the dragons, because it's so boring that I've never, like, you're supposed to fly 5 in one game, I think. So I don't think I've ever completed that because it's really not exciting flying the dragons. I tried killing that this 2 seekers and the whatchamacallit on that little island before you get to the top to see Mirak, and it's just like, you gotta go, you turn around, and then you turn around again, then you go, and you turn. I'm like, God, this is so weird. And then eventually, then he's looking for somewhere to land, and I'm like, oh, no, I gotta get up to Mirak, don't land over here. And thankfully he got all the way up there. But yeah, most of the way through that black book, did a lot of sneaking mostly, and used my fiery soul dagger. A lot of things took like 2 and 3 hits, especially those big black tentacle guys. I can't remember their names offhand. But the Seekers, I was pretty much able to, with the 15 times, I was able to get with 1 hit. The other guys, the Sentinels, whatever they are, they were a little more difficult, but not crazy. So it was almost all completely invisibility and sneaking I was using for getting those. It worked pretty well. I was able to get through there pretty simply. I feel like sneak and invisibility are a bit overpowered in the game, because like, even when I'm not invisible, you can sneak and be like right in someone's face, and they're just like, all right, yeah, if you're really high level sneak, and they're just like, man, I don't see that person like 3 feet in front of me. Or you can like do a power attack in sneak mode and miss, and they don't hear you grunt. Which I think is a little bit of a flaw, and it would be nice if that was something addressed in the next title, obviously. Where sneak just feels a little, I love it, but it's a little too powerful. I think it works better in Oblivion. You do get caught a lot, and it's a lot harder to sneak. But, although the chameleon, you can pretty much be invisible. But once people find you, they kind of find you. Whereas in this, if like, I can hit somebody right in front of their face, kick into sneak, go invisible, and like walk around behind them, and they have no idea where I'm at. So that feels just a little too overpowered. Although I take advantage of it constantly, but that's neither here nor there. Other than that, been putting a lot of stuff up on YouTube. I started something called 10 Minutes in Skyrim, with the idea kind of came from Juan in the Facebook group, talking about more digestible bits of video, like to watch, on lunch break or whatever. So there are 4 episodes of 10 Minutes in Skyrim where I just play for 10 minutes and see what happens, basically. If you go to the YouTube channel, Skyrim Addict, when you search Skyrim Addict, it's obviously the one with the same artwork. There are playlists on the channel, and that breaks down all the videos. There's the episodes, the regular episodes, Skyrim Addict podcast episodes, 10 Minutes in Skyrim, Civil War Roundtable with Colin, Civil War Roundtable with me, and the Roundtable episodes, the live recordings. They're all broken up into separate categories, so it's easy to digest. But check out the YouTube channel. We got a lot going on over there. Some fun stuff. I like putting the video up. I've kind of gotten the video down. It's nice and smooth now. It's not like it doesn't look good as Colin's, but hey, can't all look like Colin. Anyway, so check out the 10 Minutes in Skyrim thing if you'd like, and I believe there's a live roundtable recording coming up next week, if I remember correctly. And next week I will also be releasing part 1 of the first episode of the Civil War quest. I believe it was super long recording again, so I'm going to have to break it into 2-hour things. There was quite a few people on there. I made it on there. Colin, Victor, obviously, Andrew, I believe Brian, Juan. I'm sure I'm forgetting people. David, I believe. Kathleen, maybe. God, I don't know. I don't remember. I hopped on. I actually got home and I was like, man, they're still recording. I cannot believe it. I was like, they must have started late. And they're like, no, we're still here. But and if you have feedback for the roundtable, also, you can send it to either email, skyrimaddictpodcast@gmail.com, or to Skyrim Roundtable if you have audio feedback, because I add that in. So. And we have one that I have to add into there. So that's all I have for this one. I am going to probably be play some Orange Julius for the next regular episode. I'm going to get back into that and go through Dawnguard as a vampire. Serana is really annoying me. One thing I've learned, though, after playing the Dragonborn quest is, while Serana is annoying and runs in front of you every time you try and shoot your bow, Freya is way worse. Of the 3 recent followers I've had, Erendor, who I had on the roundtable, Serana, who I currently have on Orange Julius character, and Freya, who followed the Fons into Mirak's temple. Erendor was by far the best, although he ended up dead with a battle axe in the back of his head, but he was by far the best. He snuck great, and Erendor is the guy you get when you do the dream quest up at Dawnstar. So I think it's Vermina, maybe. But when you do that quest, he is a really, really good follower. I really liked him quite a bit. Victor recommended him, and he was dead on right. He just he stays out of the way, except for that one time he got in front of me, but those, happens. I would say of those 3, Serana is like second best or second worst. But Freya is definitely the worst by far. Now, Shadowmere is kind of in the same category as Freya and Serana, though. Like, Shadowmere is great if you're battling a dragon because it takes so much damage and takes the focus off of you. But, like, if you roll up on, like, a bandit camp and want to sneak around, Shadowmere is just like, I'm going in and I'm going to start kicking dudes in the face. And they're going to see where we're at and they're going to come after us. So always park Shadowmere further away from the camps when you go do stuff. Oh, you know where I ended up? Oh, I forgot. I did go through Gearmund's tomb. I ended up there accidentally, actually. I was heading to Archwind Point, or Archwind Point, Archwind Summit, whatever it's called. And I ended up, because that's south of Iverstead. And while I was searching for the entrance, I ended up at Gearmund's, which is part of the Galdor thing. It's where the guys, you go up, and Gearmund splits into 3. There's 2 pedestals, and then he's in the back area in the middle. And you got to find the right one and kill him and all that. I really love that one. Ended up in there accidentally. That was a good fun time. That's definitely part of the Galdor, because I have the first piece of the Galdor amulet. Amulet. And that's southeast of Iverstead. It's on an island, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But ended up there when I was looking for Arcwind, because Arcwind was really damn hard to find. I also ended up at some other cave when up in the mountains when I was looking for Arcwind. What the hell was it? Let me look real quick. I don't know if I can look because I'm on Sovngarde. I don't know if it'll let me go look at the other map. Well, son of a bitch. No, you know what? I can't go look at the other map. Damn it. Sorry about that. Yeah, there was another cave up there that I came across. It was a pretty good battle, too. Like, areas I hadn't been in a while. That area, like, slightly southwest of Iverstead up in the mountains. Don't really hit that area a lot because there's not really a lot going on up there. But there's some really cool mountain trails and, it just looks really nice. And there's a few caves scattered about and shacks and things like that. It's a pretty good area to explore. I mean, there's not a ton going on, but there's enough where it's definitely worthwhile hitting that area. It's one of those areas that I neglect a lot. I neglect that area and out towards Markarth quite a bit. Except for areas I'm questing in those spots, I really just those get lost on me for some reason. I just don't hit them a lot, which is a shame because I just really like the look of that area when you're going up the mountains and you're going up these trails and the mountains are rising on each side, and you open up to certain areas and then maybe you come across a little cave or something like that. But that really, really well done areas, I gotta say. Why are there two people talking to me wearing iron armor looking exactly like me? That is so weird. I feel like there are... So, I got the game just sitting in front of me. And two people come walking by in banded iron armor like they're fanboys or something of my guy. It's very strange. They're wearing exactly what I'm wearing. I guess I am famous now. I'm the Dragonborn, and I killed the other Dragonborn, so that's a positive. But, all right, guys. That's all I have for this one. I'll be back next time. Next week will be the roundtable, obviously. I may throw an episode in between, and then the week after that will be part 2 of that roundtable as well. So check out those shows, and I'll be talking to you soon. Later. Thanks for listening to this episode from Skyrim Addict Podcast. You can email the show at skyrimbookclub.ca or for the roundtable, skyrimroundtable@gmail.com. For video content, search Skyrim Addict on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. There you can find live episodes and playthroughs from the roundtables and other characters, as well as 10 minutes in Skyrim. Special thanks to Dan Bull for the use of his music in the roundtable opening and closing. You can subscribe to his YouTube channel or purchase his music through iTunes. Just search Dan Bull. Thanks to Claire LaFar for the show artwork. You can find her artwork at etsy.com/MayaFirePrints, MayaFirePrints. And thank you to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages and the Imperial Library for their great resources. Until next time.